guys, I am Glenn, also known on the interwebs as Mr. Crafty Man. You can hear my throat is a little bit hoarse today. I caught a cold from my grandson. He started going to preschool this year, and it seems like he's been sick ever since he started going there. Every time he gets better, he catches something else from from one of the other little kids. But what I want to talk to you about today is calculating your calories and protein. This is probably one of the biggest questions that I have pop up in the Facebook group. Everybody is wondering how many calories they should be eating and how much protein they should be eating. So if you, and this here applies to people with kidney disease. So first let's talk about protein. Protein, sorry about that, let me grab my phone here. So protein, everything we see in the grocery store, you'll see on the front of it, it might say 50 grams of protein per serving. Like protein is a good thing. The body can't handle all of this excess protein, and your kidneys can't handle all this excess protein. The typical person needs 70 grams of protein a day, and this is a person that does not have kidney disease. So I'm going to go through this whole process with calculating your calories and protein. So first of all, if you're overweight, what you have to do is choose your target weight, and choose a healthy target weight. If you're like 270 pounds and like 5'10", don't say, well, I think I want to be 250. You need to choose a healthy weight. So I'm going to walk through how I did it for me, for my health and my weight. I was about 210 pounds. So what you can do is you can go to Google and say, how much should a 5'9", and that's how tall I am, should a 5'9" man weigh? Okay, so what it's telling me is for 5'9", I should weigh between 144 and 176 pounds. I chose 155 pounds, so I chose somewhere in the middle. I didn't want to be 144 because that would be pretty skinny. I am 155 right now, and I think I'm about right. I think this is what I should be. Okay, so once you have your target weight, and let me get a little piece of paper here without everything falling down on top of me. Okay, so our target weight here is 155 pounds. So I'm going to write that down, 155. Then what we need to do is we need to search how many calories per day does a man or woman, but in this case this is me, so how many calories per day does a 155 pound man need to eat to maintain his weight?
According to Harvard Health, if you multiply 155 by 15, you will get 2,325, which is the number of calories per day that you need in order to maintain your current weight.
Okay, so it is telling me 2,325, and the computation for that is multiplying your weight by 15. So 155 by 15, and remember 155 is my target weight, multiplied by 15 is 2,325. So now we know how many calories per day we need, but we need to calculate our protein. So what we need to do to calculate our protein is we need to find out how many kilograms 155 pounds is. And remember, this is our target weight. We're not doing this by our current weight. How many kilograms is 155 pounds?
155 pounds is equal to 70.307 kilograms.
Okay, so basically we're going to say 70 kilograms. Then what we do is we're going to take that 70 and we're going to multiply it by 0.6. And I am coming out with 42 grams of protein here. So you have got your calories, so your daily caloric intake is 2,325, and your protein is 42 grams of protein. Now remember what we do with this. If you're taking the, and I highly recommend it, using either the Ketorina or the Albutrix, and these are not supplements. I have people talking again and again about how they can't afford the supplements. These are not supplements. Ketorina and Albutrix are FDA approved medical food. They are a little bit pricey, and I have heard from the owners of both companies telling me that the profit margin is in the single digits, and personally I think that's crap. It's definitely not true. If you're spending like $189 on a bottle of Albutrix, that's what it's being sold for, the profit margin is not between $1 and $9 on that. I suspect the profit margin is probably, I would say probably at least $165 to $170. But anyway, that's beside the point. What you need to do is you need to divide your protein in half. So 42 grams of protein a day divided by 2 is going to be 21 grams of protein. So what you're going to do is you're going to eat 21 grams of protein a day in plant-based foods, and you're going to eat 21 grams of protein a day in either the Ketorina or the Albutrix. I've used them both. Both of them worked for me. So people have said, well, it's expensive. I mean, the supplements are expensive. Well, don't think of it as supplements. This is food. This is medical food. How much do you spend on groceries a month? How much are you spending on junk food? I don't think that the $160 to $190 that you would be paying for a month's supply of this is more than what half of your groceries cost in a month. And remember, this is replacing half of your groceries. So that is how we do the calculations for the calories and your protein. And you need to track your calories and track this protein. It's very important. And also, something else that's very important is you need to be working on your cardio and you need to be working on your strength. If you are not doing any cardio, if you have diabetes, the blood sugar is not, it's going to improve some because you're changing your diet. But it's not going to improve as much as it could if you were doing cardio exercise. Remember dawn phenomenon. Dawn phenomenon, the best way that I can describe it is kind of like heating your car up on a cold morning. You're getting it ready for the drive to work. Well, your body does something similar. What it does when you wake up in the morning is it starts pumping hormones through, and that starts to raise your blood sugar. If you don't do something about that at that time, your blood sugar will stay high till like noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I want to show you something if I can here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, and the battery in my remote control is dead, so I'm not really going to be able to zoom in on this. I want to show you yesterday. So you can see there's a high spike there. I didn't eat anything. That was dawn phenomenon. And then what you'll see is as quickly as that spike started, it goes down. What got that down, immediately down, is I did 30 minutes of cardio. What I have been doing is I will go to the track and I will jog a lap and I'll speed walk a lap, or forced march as I call it. I'm walking as fast and as hard as I can. And that got my blood sugar down into a normal range. I think it brought it down to like something like 75. And that was in like 20 to 30 minutes. Now, so by working on your cardio, it's going to help out your blood sugar, and it's also going to help out your blood pressure. And if you are merely eating the plant-based and taking either the Ketorina or the Albutrix, yes, you are going to see some results. They're not going to be huge results. Like if you go to either one of the websites and look at the testimonials are not that fantastic. You might see somebody doing a video because they're excited because their GFR raised 4 points or raised 6 points or something. If you do your cardio, you make sure you're doing your low protein, you make sure you're getting your calories. You also want to be doing strength training. You're going to see huge results. And in our Facebook group, we've got people who have had huge results. We've got one person who came off of dialysis. We've got somebody else who was stage 3B and they went up to a GFR of 102. You have me, my GFR was 25 and it went all the way up to 79. And I improved to the point where the nephrologists are telling me I don't have kidney disease anymore. They had no explanation for it. They didn't ask what I was doing, oddly enough. It seems like they would be interested, but they weren't. They were just, well, you're 1 in a million. You're the 1 in a million patient who actually cares about their health and takes an active role in it. And I understand that. And I could not get them to admit that kidney disease was reversible or curable. I know that not all forms of it are. You've got a few that you can improve, but they're not really reversible. But I could get him to say that the last one that I spoke with, that kidney disease is not medically curable. And there's no medical technique that has been researched and developed to cure it. And he said it like that, no medical. So this here, what I have done is not medical, of course, it's natural. Now, when I was talking about the strength training, weights, we want to do this before we do our cardio. And the resistance and strength training is important, because otherwise what's going to happen while you're going through this 90-day program, if you're not doing any cardio, you're not doing any weights, let's say you're just doing the plant-based and you are doing the very low protein, your muscles are going to start to erode. You're going to start going through atrophy. So it's very important to make sure that you're keeping up with your muscles. You're doing your strength training. This is just me. Typically what I do, I spend about an hour and a half at the gym now. I get up early in the morning. And when I first started my 90-day program, I was just doing the cardio. I learned the error of my ways. And you don't have to learn the error of your ways. Learn from my mistake. It's very important to do the weights. So I will go there and I'll do the weights for about 45 minutes to an hour. Nothing fantastic or extreme or anything. And what happens when you're doing the weights is your body feels like you're straining, which you are, so it starts pumping more hormones through. So if you didn't have Dawn phenomenon, lifting the weights is going to cause your blood sugar to start spiking a little because of the hormones being pumped through. So do your weights first, then go and do your cardio, and it'll go down. I can show you day after day in my meter here how that works. It goes down from the cardio. If you get your, like I've always said, if you get your cardio in line, you get your cardio in shape, everything else follows. So I want to go over what we covered today again. We choose our target weight. The way we do that isn't what we feel like we think we should weigh. Google what should, like, let's say you're a 6-foot man. Google what should a 6-foot man weigh? Pick something in the middle. Don't pick the high end because it's less work. You need to do the work with this. If you're slacking, you're not going to see the results. And like I was saying earlier, if you're only doing the Ketorina or Albutrix and the plant-based, you're going to see results, but not nearly what you're going to see if you're doing the cardio and the strength training also. Everything will start to improve for you. So choose something in the middle. And then once you have chosen something, and actually let me go over this with you again. I'm gonna Google this, and we're gonna go off of we'll go off of a 6-foot man. What should a 6-foot man weigh?
Here is information from Medical News Today.
Okay, so it's telling us a 6-foot man should weigh between 140 and 177. Let's go with 160. Okay, so then, how many calories a day does a 160-pound man need to eat to maintain his weight?
According to Very Well Fit, as an example,
so,
an average height
2,608.
man who weighs 160 pounds and is moderately active will require about 2,608 calories a day to maintain his weight.
Okay, then we want to transfer the weight into kilograms. How many kilograms is 160 pounds?
160 pounds is equivalent to 72.575 kilograms.
Okay, so we're going to go 72 kilograms. So now we're doing the protein. So we're going to go 72 multiplied by 0.6, and that is 43 grams of protein a day. You're going to divide that in half. You're going to eat half of that in food and the other half in medical food. So I hope I made that very easy to understand. I've had so many people writing to me wanting me to calculate that for them. Okay, now something else that I want to talk about before we end this video. There are a lot of you in the Facebook group. And for those of you who are just joining us, there is a Facebook group. It's called Mr. Crafty Man's Beat CKD. Anyway, if you can search it on Facebook by just searching Mr. Crafty Man Beat, or I will have the link to the Facebook group in the description of this video. Something that I require before you join the Facebook group is you watch my 1 hour and 4-minute video. If you don't, I will know you won't, because you're going to be the one in the group that has tons and tons of questions. If you've watched the video, all of your questions will be answered. Or you'll have a totally different type of question, so I will know. So there are quite a few of you now who have been doing the program for 90 days or more. If you are in the Facebook group, I put up a post today asking about your most current lab results. What I'm going to do for those of you who have been doing this for 90 days or more and have been seeing good results, if you haven't been having really good results, we need to look at what you're doing. Are you sticking to the plan exactly? I know there's several of you that are in the group that are complaining that you're not having really good results. Well, you're also the same ones that are not sticking to the plan exactly. You're not using the Ketorina, you're not using the Albutrix. Some of you have been cheating on the meals. You're talking, well, I'm eating mostly plant-based, but I'm having a steak for lunch every day, this kind of thing. You need to, or you're not exercising. You need to be doing exactly. So those of you who are doing the plan exactly and you're having good results, these are the people that I'm going to start a new Facebook group for, and this is going to be the Beyond 90 Days. Because the first 90 days, that is a program that, as the name implies, it's for the first 90 days. Once you've shown like good improvement over those first 90 days, we need to make changes. And only the people who have been sticking with the program and have been seeing good changes are going to be brought over to this group. So what will happen is I'll remove you one by one from the first 90 days kidney group, and I'll bring you into the Beyond 90 Days group. And everything changes for the better there. I think you'll be very happy. But before I do that, I do need to see your most recent lab results. And I need to compare them with your first set of lab results so we can make sure that you have actually seen the changes. I'm sorry that I hadn't posted a video in a couple weeks. As I had mentioned, we have been in the process of moving, and believe it or not, we're still not finished moving all the way. So again, I'm going to put the link to the Facebook group in the description of this video. I'll put the link to my website. All of the information on everything I've done is free online, but there are some of you who just can't or don't want to do it alone, and that's fine. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If you can't do it alone for whatever reason, or you just need the support, I'm here for you. You can go to my website. The link will be in the description of this video as well. I've got a couple different programs. You can do video consultations, or you can sign up for a 90-day program. And in that 90-day program, I will talk to you for an hour the first time, and then we have a number, I believe we have 8 half-hour video calls after that. I check up on how you're doing, give you suggestions, that sort of thing. And that website is healthandwellnesshelp.com or mykidneycoach.com. So we will be back next week with a cooking video, and I will cover another topic next week. And my craft room here, you can see it's quite a bit different. I've got a commercial embroidery machine back here that I have started using. I kind of bit off more than I could chew with it, and I ended up having to hire someone to show me how to use it because it was much more intimidating and complicated than that I had expected, but I wasn't going to give up. I'm not that kind of person. I persevere, and when you persevere and do the work hard, you get results. And that is what I want each one of you to be doing. Work hard, don't give up, don't let the sugar or the food take control of you. And stick with your faith in God. Pray for those around you, pray for your family, and pray for yourself. Pray for healing. That's what I do every day. Even though I don't know most of you who are watching this video as a whole, I pray for all of you every day. I pray for your comfort. I pray for your healing. And I pray for those in the Facebook kidney group as well. I do know a lot of your names, and I know your situation, so I'm able to pray for you individually. So again, I will see you next week, and thanks for watching.